close your eyes, and let's journey back to the 1990s, a time of mixtapes, dial-up tones, and Friday nights at Blockbuster. It was an era before smartphones ruled our lives, when friendships were made face-to-face and everything felt just a little more magical. If you lived it, you'll feel it. If you didn't, you'll wish you had. Tell me, how old were you in the 90s? And what do you remember most? Blockbuster video trips. Friday night wasn't complete without heading to Blockbuster. You'd wander the aisles, hoping your favorite movie wasn't already rented. The smell of plastic cases and popcorn lingered in the air. That "Be Kind" rewind sticker, iconic. The whole family crowded around the VCR together. Streaming just doesn't feel the same. Dial-up internet. You'd hear that unforgettable screech, before connecting to the web. And if someone picked up the phone, disconnected. We waited patiently, typing slowly, watching images load one row at a time. AOL chats, I'm away messages. It was all new, all exciting, and somehow more personal than today's instant world. Lisa Frank. Everything, from pencil cases to folders, Lisa Frank's neon world of unicorns, dolphins, and rainbows ruled every classroom. It was pure joy in pastel overload. Kids proudly showed off their newest designs, each one louder than the last. Looking back, it was a glittery, colorful rebellion against anything dull. Tamagotchis. We nurtured those tiny digital pets like they were real. Feed them, clean up after them, and hope they didn't die during math class. If you were lucky, your teacher let you check on them during recess. If not, well, R.I.P., little buddy. It taught us responsibility and heartbreak. Surge soda. It was green, bold, and packed with enough sugar to keep us bouncing off the walls. Surge was the drink of rebels, loud commercials, extreme sports, and that radioactive can. Parents hated it. Kids loved it. And when they pulled it off the shelves, we mourned. Goosebumps books. Reader beware, you're in for a scare. R.L. Stine turned every book fair into a horror fest. We traded them like currency. That twist ending, always a surprise. Reading one under your blanket with a flashlight. Peak 90s childhood. Those creepy covers still haunt our dreams in the best way. Lunchables. Opening a Lunchable in the cafeteria made you royalty. Crackers, cheese, and ham never felt so luxurious. The pizza version? Legendary. It wasn't about taste. It was about freedom. You got to build it your way. It felt like fine dining for third graders. Renting video games. We'd rent a game over the weekend and speed run it before Monday. No saves? Tough luck. You just started over. That worn-out cartridge and rental sticker. A badge of honor. Sometimes the game was awful, but you played it anyway, because it was yours for 2 days only. Watching TGIF on ABC. Friday nights meant comfy PJs, microwave popcorn, and ABC's TGIF lineup. Family Matters, Boy Meets World, Sabrina, Step by Step. We didn't scroll. We sat and watched. Together. It felt like a warm hug at the end of the week. Simpler times, simpler joys. Disposable cameras, snap, wind, repeat. You had no idea how the photos would turn out until weeks later. Blurry thumbs, accidental selfies, red eyes. We loved it all. Waiting for film to be developed was half the fun, and flipping through those glossy prints, pure happiness. Pogs and slammers, they were just cardboard circles, but they started playground wars. You'd stack them high and slam them hard. that shiny foil pog, worth more than gold. We carried our collections in plastic tubes and traded during recess. It was chaotic, competitive, and completely unforgettable. Gack and slime. Sticky, stretchy, and oddly satisfying, Gack came in neon colors and made the funniest noises. We squished it, stretched it, and sometimes got it stuck in carpet. Parents hated it, but that was half the fun. The smell still brings memories rushing back. AOL free trial CDs. They came in the mail constantly, hundreds of hours free. We had stacks of them in drawers just in case. It wasn't about the trial. It was the symbol of the Internet age awakening. AOL chat rooms became our secret worlds. One CD changed everything. Beanie Babies craze. We thought we'd be rich. Tags were sacred, and we never removed them. People fought in stores for the rare ones. We displayed them proudly on beds and cabinets in our hearts. They weren't just toys. They were treasure, and in a way, they still are. The Macarena. You couldn't escape it. Weddings, school dances, family parties. It was everywhere. Left arm, right arm, hips, spin. It united generations on the dance floor, whether we liked it or not. It was silly, repetitive, and totally 90s. Admit it, you still remember the moves. Saturday morning cartoons. You'd wake up before anyone else, pour a bowl of sugary cereal, and park in front of the TV. Recess, X-Men, Animaniacs, Rugrats. No streaming, no pausing, just you and pure animated joy. It felt like the whole world stopped for cartoons. It kinda did. Slap bracelets. Straighten it. Slap it. Boom! It curled perfectly around your wrist. Everyone had one. Teachers banned them, which only made them cooler. Neon colors, leopard prints, glow in the dark. You wore them all at once. It was fashion and fun in one satisfying snap. Pencil boxes with secret compartments. Those plastic pencil cases with buttons, pop-out sharpeners, and secret drawers were school gold. You'd press a switch and boom, a hidden ruler slid out. They made you feel like a spy even during math class. Organization had never been so fun. Watching Home Alone every Christmas, Kevin McAllister taught us how to defend a house and throw a mean paint can. It became tradition. Every year, the screams, the traps, the heartwarming ending, we knew every line and still laughed like it was the first time. That movie was Christmas. CD binders. We'd flip through pages of CDs like they were rare jewels. Burned mixes labeled in Sharpie. Album covers peeking through plastic. It was your personality, your taste, wrapped in a zipper case. Handing someone your mixed CD? That was love in musical form. Watching TRL on MTV. Carson Daly counting down the top videos, Backstreet Boys, Britney, Eminem. The crowd screamed, the videos played, and we watched like it was church. After school, TV was ours. We voted, we called in, we cared. Music had a face and a voice, and it mattered. Fanny packs. They weren't ironic, they were practical. Everyone had one. Disney trips, roller rinks, mall outings. They carried gum, Game Boy cartridges, and your house key. Bright neon, zippered compartments, pure 90s charm. They're back now, but they'll never be as cool as they were back then. Scholastic book fairs. When the book fair rolled into school, it was event level. The metal racks, the smell of new paper, the glittery pencils, heaven. You circled the catalog days in advance and begged your parents for $5. That bag of books and erasers, better than any toy. Watching Titanic on 2 VHS tapes. It was so long it needed 2 tapes. and we didn't mind. We cried, we gasped, we swooned over Jack. Draw me like one of your French girls became legendary. That clunky double VHS box still sits in attics across America. We'll never let go. Clear phones with neon lights. You'd pick up the handset and the whole thing lit up like a disco. You could see the wires inside. It was the future, right on your nightstand. Every teen dreamed of having one. It made chatting feel high-tech, even if Mom was listening on the other line. Push-pop candy. We'd push that sticky candy up with our fingers, savoring every lick like it was gourmet. Our pockets stayed sticky, our hands dyed red or blue. It wasn't just candy, it was a badge of being a 90s kid. You didn't just eat it, you wore it. Walkman cassette players, that click when the tape started, the rewind sound, the batteries dying mid-song, it was all part of the experience. You'd carry your favorite mixtape everywhere, clipped to your jeans. Today's playlists are convenient, but Walkmans made music feel earned. Mall arcades, the loud beeps, flashing lights, sticky carpet, and rows of machines, it was heaven. We'd blow quarters on Street Fighter and pinball for hours. Ticket redemption was war. Those plastic prizes, priceless. It wasn't just about games. It was where friendships were built and rivalries formed. Inflatable furniture, clear, colorful, squeaky plastic chairs filled our rooms. Not comfortable, not durable, but cool. We'd deflate them for sleepovers and reinflate by morning. They made us feel like our bedrooms belonged in a Nickelodeon set. It was the future of furniture for a moment. The Oregon Trail game. You died of dysentery over and over again. We played it in computer labs, trying to survive the harsh 1800s with our pixel families. It was clunky, slow, and deeply educational. And still, we loved it. That game taught us grit before we even knew the word. Zubaz pants. Loud, wild zebra-striped pants were everywhere, especially at the gym. Comfort trumped fashion, or maybe it was fashion. You saw them in high schools, on dads, on football fans, the bolder, the better. They looked ridiculous then, but now, kind of iconic. Yikes. Pencils. They were so wild-looking, you didn't even want to sharpen them. Swirls, stripes, bright neons, they turned homework into a fashion statement. If you had a full set, you were royalty, and breaking one in the sharpener? Tragic. The magic school bus. Ms. Frizzle taught us that science could be fun. Every episode felt like a wild ride, literally. Shrinking inside a bloodstream or flying into space. Totally normal. It wasn't just a cartoon, it was school disguised as an adventure. Seat belts, everyone. Bubble chairs at Limited 2. Limited 2 was the store for cool 90s girls, and those clear plastic bubble chairs were the throne. You didn't even need to buy anything. You just sat, dreamed, and spun around until dizzy. It wasn't just shopping. It was a vibe. Goosebumps TV series. Cheesy effects, spooky music, and those creepy voiceovers. It was R.L. Stine brought to life. It scared us just enough to keep watching. And that green ooze in the intro? Pure nightmare fuel. Friday night sleepovers weren't complete without an episode or two. You've got mail. That AOL voice greeting felt like getting a love letter. We waited for it every time we logged in. It made email exciting, personal. Even when it was spam, it felt special. Today's notifications are a chore. Back then, they felt like magic. Light-up sneakers. Every step sparked a flash. You felt like a superhero running through school hallways, lighting up the world. The battery always ran out too soon, but while it lasted, you were invincible. Nothing made you run faster or smile bigger. Sticker albums. We traded glittery, puffy, scented stickers like they were currency. Unicorns, hearts, Lisa Frank masterpieces. Each page was a time capsule. You never actually used the stickers. You just admired them. And if someone peeled one off your album, friendship ending. RC Cola in glass bottles. Not as flashy as Coke or Pepsi, but loyal fans knew. RC Cola had its own charm. Served ice cold in a glass bottle, it felt classic. That subtle fizz, that no-frills label. It was the underdog drink of corner stores and picnics, watching Friends on NBC Thursdays. We all knew what night Friends came on. You planned around it. Joey's jokes, Ross and Rachel's drama, central perk. Those 6 people felt like part of your life. Before binge-watching, you waited, together. And somehow, that made it feel more real. Pencil grips and troll toppers. You weren't anyone unless your pencil had a squishy grip and a wild-haired troll on top. It didn't help your writing, but it looked awesome. The brighter the hair, the cooler the kid. Tests were less scary with a lucky troll watching over you. Oregon Trail printouts. After surviving the Oregon Trail on your classroom computer, you'd print out your family's journey, dead or alive. Those black and white dot matrix sheets were trophies. You hung them in your locker or took them home to show your parents. Look, I didn't die this time. MTV Spring Break. It was loud, wild, and totally outrageous. MTV's Spring Break showed us a world of foam parties, dance-offs, and neon everything. Even if you were too young to go, you watched. It was like peeking into a grown-up world, scandalous and fascinating. Floppy disks. They stored barely anything, but we needed them. Sliding that plastic square into a computer felt high-tech, and labeling them with stickers, that was serious business. You always had one in your backpack just in case. One wrong move, and it was corrupted forever. Bubble tape gum. 6 feet of bubble gum for you, not them. That jingle stuck in our heads. We'd unroll it inch by inch, pretending it was a tape measure. It dried out in seconds. But that first chew? Perfection. The pink fingers and sticky desks? Worth it. Renting a VCR with movies. If your family didn't own a VCR, you could rent one with cables, remote and all. It came in a big black case, like a secret weapon. Movie night suddenly felt like a big event. Just don't forget to rewind, or you'd be fined. Lava lamps. They took forever to warm up, but once they did, magic. Watching those blobs float up and down was hypnotic. Every cool teen had one. It was mood lighting, science experiment, and therapy session in one glowing tube. Ice cream trucks with character pops. Those SpongeBob or Ninja Turtle popsicles always looked nothing like the wrapper. The gumball eyes were misplaced or missing, but we didn't care. We waited all day for that jingle, raced barefoot across hot pavement, and paid with sticky quarters. Childhood tasted like that first bite. Lisa Frank Trapper Keepers. Folders, notebooks, dividers, all wrapped in neon rainbows and prancing animals. That Velcro snap when you opened it, a declaration. You were organized and fabulous. Kids who had one were next level. The rest of us just dreamed and drooled. Water Wigglies? Those slippery, jelly-filled tubes that escaped your grip every time. You'd squeeze them, chase them, and laugh every time they shot across the room. Totally useless, completely delightful. Every toy store had a basket full of them, and every kid wanted one. Beanie Babies craze. Oh, we really thought those little stuffed critters would pay for college someday. People lined up outside stores, trading and hoarding like they were gold. Each had a name and birthday. It felt personal. They weren't just toys. They were our little investments, wrapped in cuteness. Saturday morning cartoons. There was magic in waking up early, cereal in hand, and plopping down for cartoons. From recess to Animaniacs, it was our weekly tradition. No DVR, no pause, just joy in real time. The best part of the weekend wasn't sleeping in. It was waking up for this. Slap bracelets. We couldn't stop slapping those colorful bands on our wrists or our friends. That satisfying snap was addictive. Some schools even banned them, but we still hid them in our backpacks like secret treasures, cheap, loud, and totally awesome. Tamagotchi pets. We fed them, cleaned up after them, and cried when they died. Those little keychain digital pets became our first real responsibility. You'd sneak them into class hoping your teacher wouldn't catch the beeps. In our hearts, they were more than pixels. They were family. Scholastic book fairs. You'd walk into the school library, and suddenly it was a bookstore paradise. Posters, erasers, shiny books, so much more than reading. We'd beg our parents for $5 and plan every purchase. It felt like shopping for dreams. Flip phones. Before touch screens ruled the world, you flipped your phone open like a movie spy. Click, you were in business. T9 texting took skill, and hanging up on someone by snapping it closed, so satisfying. They weren't smart, but they had style. Surge soda. It was neon green, way too sugary, and somehow made you feel like a rebel. Surge wasn't just a soda, it was a statement. Parents hated it, which made us love it more. That first sip, like a lightning bolt of 90s rebellion. The X-Files. Aliens, conspiracies, creepy monsters. We watched it under a blanket, barely breathing. Mulder and Scully weren't just FBI agents. They were us, trying to make sense of a weird world. Every eerie whistle of the theme song still haunts me in the best way. Blockbuster video nights. The thrill of walking those aisles, holding a movie case up and saying, "This one?" Friday nights were sacred. We'd grab popcorn, maybe a game too, and don't forget to rewind. Streaming may be easy, but it'll never feel this special. Platform sneakers. We all tried to channel our inner Spice Girls. Towering, clunky, colorful shoes that added inches and turned heads. Not exactly comfy, but absolutely necessary. Every hallway became a runway. You didn't just walk. You stomped into the room with confidence. A-I-M away messages. You didn't just log off. You left a cryptic message. Song lyrics, moody quotes, secret flirts. A-I-M away messages were the diary pages we let the world see. They told your friends exactly how you felt, without actually talking. CD burners and mix CDs. Before Spotify playlists, we handcrafted mix CDs with love or heartbreak. You'd wait for the perfect songs, design a label, and maybe even doodle hearts on the case. Giving someone a mixed CD, that was the ultimate sign of affection. Gushers snacks. That fruity explosion in the center, we lived for it. Gushers weren't just snacks. They were the lunchbox jackpot. If you had a pack, everyone wanted to trade. Sticky fingers, colorful tongues, worth every sugary second. Are you afraid of the dark? A campfire, a creepy tale, and the chilling whisper submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. Goosebumps before bedtime were a rite of passage. It scared us just enough to keep coming back. Those stories still linger in our dreams. Disposable cameras. You didn't know what you captured until you picked up the prints a week later. The blur, the red eyes, the accidental finger over the lens. It all told a story. No filters, no deletes, just raw, honest memories, one click at a time. Polly pocket sets, tiny worlds that fit in your palm. We'd open them up and suddenly we were designing houses, dressing dolls, creating drama. Those miniature lives meant everything. You could lose a piece in a heartbeat, but the joy? That stayed forever. The Macarena. Every school dance, wedding, and birthday party had one thing in common. The Macarena. We didn't even know what the lyrics meant, but the moves? Muscle memory. It wasn't cool, but it was tradition. Saved by the Bell mornings. Zach, Kelly, Screech, and the gang, they were our high school even before we got there. Their lockers, their drama, their dances, we soaked it all up. Bayside High felt like a place we belonged. We still hear that bell ringing in our heads. Ice pops in plastic tubes. We'd snip the top, push it up, and savor that frozen sugar. Half of it dripped down your arm and the other half stained your tongue blue. Hot summer days weren't complete without one. It wasn't just a treat, it was a race against the sun. Scented markers. We'd sniff every color before we even wrote with them. Yeah, cherry, grape, licorice. Each scent was a memory. Art class smelled like candy. Sure, we walked out dizzy sometimes, but we loved it. Those markers were joy in felt-tip form. MTV's Total Request Live, TRL. Carson Daly, screaming fans, countdowns. It was the place to see who ruled pop music. Britney, NSYNC, Eminem. If your video hit #1, you made it. TRL wasn't just a show, it was a cultural scoreboard. Clear landline phones. You could see all the wires and lights. It was futuristic and funky. Talking to your crush with one felt so cool. And the cord? Always tangled, always. But we'd twist it around our fingers, pacing the kitchen, hearts racing. JNCO jeans. So wide they nearly touched both sides of the hallway. You could fit a textbook or a small dog in those back pockets. Were they practical? Were they legendary? Absolutely. Walking in JNCOs was a statement. Sitcom laugh tracks, every punchline followed by that familiar burst of laughter. Shows like Full House and Family Matters taught us when to giggle, when to go, aw. It was canned, sure, but somehow comforting, like a room full of people always laughing with you, collecting pogs, cardboard discs with cool designs, and that magical metal slammer. We'd spread them out at recess like poker chips, battling for keeps. It was half strategy, half luck, and all heart. We didn't even know the rules. We just played. Lisa, Frank, everything. Oh, those neon unicorns, dolphins, and rainbow tigers. Every folder and sticker sheet screamed Lisa Frank. School supplies weren't just tools. They were treasures. We didn't just take notes. We made statements in Technicolor, pencil grips and troll erasers. We accessorized our pencils like fashion models. Squishy grips and swirls of colors and little troll dolls with neon hair on top. Writing an essay? A little more fun with those wild-haired helpers staring back. Velcro wallets. With that loud rip sound every time you opened them, they were impossible to be subtle with, usually stuffed with arcade tokens and expired coupons, but hey, it felt like carrying real power. Chain wallets and wallet chains. Nothing said cool kid like a heavy chain dangling from your jeans. It wasn't about keeping your wallet safe. It was about clinking down the hallway like a walking jukebox of rebellion. Napster and LimeWire. We discovered music on our chunky PCs, downloading songs one shaky connection at a time. Free music felt revolutionary until your computer froze. Viruses, worth the risk for that sweet Backstreet Boys track. Goosebumps books. Every cover gave us chills before we even read page one. We'd swap them at school, racing through the pages like little horror junkies. R.L. Stine made fear fun, and bedtime never felt so thrilling. Caboodles, makeup, glitter, scrunchies, everything had its own place inside those colorful plastic trunks. It was the treasure chest of childhood. Whether you used it or just liked opening and closing it, it felt like having your own vanity kit of dreams. Fanny packs. We wore them across our waists like fashion warriors. Vacations, theme parks, mall trips. They carried everything from gum to Game Boy cartridges. And yeah, we laughed at them later, but deep down, we missed their hands-free magic. Gel pens. We wrote in shimmering purples, metallic greens, and glittering blues. Notes to friends, diary entries, or just doodles. Gel pens turned every word into art. And if your favorite color ran out, a full-blown emergency, bucket hats. Long before they were retro chic, we wore them because LL Cool J did, or because they came free in a cereal box. Whether floral or denim, they flopped around and shielded us from nothing. But we felt unstoppable in them. The Oregon Trail game. We all died of dysentery. We lost oxen, hunted pixelated deer, and floated wagons down rivers. It wasn't just a school computer game. It was survival training for the Wild West. And somehow, it was still fun. Blow-up chairs, clear, colorful plastic thrones that looked cooler than they felt. You'd sit, sink, squeak, and slowly deflate. But it didn't matter. They were essential bedroom decor for any 90s teen. Puffy stickers, raised, squishy, glittery. They didn't just decorate notebooks. They defined our personalities. From animals to aliens, every sticker was carefully chosen and once placed, never to be removed, ever. Nickelodeon Gak. That weird-smelling, gooey, squishy blob, Gak was part toy, part science experiment. It made the most ridiculous fart noises and somehow never got old. Gross, glorious, and oh-so-90s. Talk boys and talk girls. Thanks to Home Alone 2, we all wanted one. We'd record silly voices and play them back like secret agents. You weren't just talking, you were broadcasting. Hours of fun from a gadget that barely fit in your coat pocket. 3D Magic Eye posters. You'd stare, cross-eyed, hoping to see the hidden dolphin or spaceship. Some people saw it instantly, others just got headaches. But we all tried, desperate for that magic moment of visual triumph. Tetherball battles. Out at recess, it was a duel of speed and strategy. That yellow ball on a rope had no mercy. We smacked, ducked, and tangled our way to victory. A playground badge of honor. VHS tapes with Be Kind, Rewind. Before streaming, we lived and died by the rewind button. Every tape came with a gentle reminder, be kind, rewind. And if you didn't, the next person cursed your name. It was unspoken VHS etiquette. 1-800-COLLECT commercials. Those ads were everywhere. Call your parents without spending a dime. Just reverse the charges. And if you snuck in your name during the automated prompt, genius. Wehada baby it's a boy still lives rent-free in our heads. Cereal box prizes. Digging your hand straight through the frosted flakes to get that plastic prize. It wasn't just breakfast, it was adventure. Decoder rings, toys, tiny games. They made mornings magical. Spice Girls mania. Girl power echoed through every school hallway. Posters, lollipops, platform shoes. We each picked our Spice Girl identity and sang into our hairbrushes. Whether you were sporty or baby, it was a movement we danced to. Crash Bandicoot and PlayStation 1. That spinning orange marsupial was our after-school hero. Clunky graphics and all, the PS1 blew our minds. It was a leap from Mario to full-blown adventure. We stayed up late just to beat the next level. Windbreakers and neon colors, swoosh, swoosh. You could hear someone coming from down the hall. Bright blues, hot pinks, and wild patterns. Windbreakers were loud in every way, worn with pride, even in zero wind, dial-up internet tones. That screechy, beeping handshake sound meant the future was connecting. We'd wait forever just to check an email or load a page. And heaven forbid someone picked up the phone mid-download. Pure devastation. The magic of simpler times. No smartphones, no filters. Just each other, the outdoors, and a world full of wonder. We had to wait, explore, and imagine. The 90s gave us the last breath of innocence before everything went digital. And oh, what a breath it was.